Good evening and thanks for tuning in. You're watching Kenya's third most preferred TV station. This is Switch TV News at 7. I am Lincoln Wambogo. Our sign language interpreter is Teresia Washira, and these are the top stories. ANC party leader Mudavadi calls on the IEBC to carefully vet the commissioners as they hold the key to peaceful elections. Irate business owners along KANGUNDO Road demonstrate over the demolition of their establishments without prior notice or a court order. From the sports desk tonight, on the moment of the day, Tony KWALANDA urges the youth to diversify on their careers by developing new skills. Glad you're watching. Over 30 minutes of the broadcast begins now. National Assembly Speaker Justin MUTURI has answered back at his critics who have been claiming that he is a state's project in his presidential bid. MUTURI said he is not new in politics and he knows how to maneuver his way without being assisted by anyone. Speaking in Murang'a County during a meeting with church leaders, a Covenant Clergy Alliance, MUTURI said he is on his own and shall pursue his mission to the end. Majibu Kitsao with more.
Songs and dances. With no doubts, the clergy is ready to have the Senate Speaker as the region's spokesperson.
Tumesema kama kanisa sisi tunamhitaji huyu mtu wa Mungu ndiye Speaker wa National Assembly ya Republic of Kenya. Kwa hivyo si kanisa tunasema wakati huu hatutakuwa ndani kama vile tulikuwa. Hatutakuwa kule ndani ya kanisa kama vile. Tutatoka nje na tutatengeneza Kenya kwa sababu sisi ni wazalendo wa hii nchi ya Kenya.
The Speaker on his part has said he shall be carrying out his mandate as the Speaker of the National Assembly and his aspirations will not affect his work.
I'm not aware that anybody thinks that I could be a project of the state, but the truth of the matter is I continue to be the Speaker of the National Assembly, and therefore to that extent I will continue to enjoy what is available to the office of the Speaker. As to what I do with my politics, that is entirely up to me.
The Speaker also said it is high time that leaders should consider restoring dignity of the country. He also said most of the elected are insincere in their work and have been working to bring each other down instead of working for the people. Majibu Kitsao for Switch TV.
Thank you, Majibu Kitsao. Meanwhile, ODM leader RAILA has warned Narok Governor Samuel Tunai and Senator Ledamo Lakina to guard their backyard against adversaries. RAILA was speaking during the burial of Dorcas Pedala Ntimama, the wife of veteran politician and former cabinet minister William Ole Ntimama, who passed on June 25th at Nairobi Hospital.
Naambia gavana huyo ofisi inakuja. Badala kusema nyang'ao. Yeye anasema brrrr. Naambia gavana chunga kondoo zako. Chunga kondoo zako. Usiwache fisi yaingie ndani ya zizi. Kondoo zitaenda zote zitaenda. Nataka nyinyi nyote viongozi mko hapa. Naona kijana wangu. Niwaambia wale dama yuko pale. Niwaambia jihadhari na fisi. Ulekenda yuko pale. Gavana lengo yuko hapo. Nataka nyinyi mjihadhari na fisi.
Elsewhere, as the vetting of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission continues, ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi has called the IEBC to carefully vet the commissioners as they hold the key to peaceful elections. Namikini Samuel reports.
Amani National Congress party leader Musalia Mudavadi has called for the careful vetting of the electoral agency commissioners. Speaking at Mathare SDA Church in Nairobi, Mudavadi has said the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission holds key to peaceful elections and ushering in of the new government if it plays its role well.
Na sisi tunasema tunataka katiba iheshimiwe ili uchaguzi ufanyike kulingana na sheria. Kwa hivyo tunataka IEBC wakati wameanza process ya kurecruit commissioners wapya, tunataka watafute watu sawa.
The vetting of the commissioners that is ongoing saw one of the shortlisted candidates fail to show up for the interviews on realization that the interviewing panel had flagged his academic documents as questionable.
Na mimi sitafuti kwa njia ya fujo. Mimi natafuta kwa njia ya kunyenyekea na kuomba Wakenya pahali popote walipo tusimame tuwe kitu kimoja, tujenge taifa letu. Wakati ule nilikuwa nikisema NASA hawa, lakini siku hizi inaonekana NASA ilinaswa.
The 2022 presidential candidate said different institutions of government are full of individuals having questionable track records and are keen to continue robbing the country dry.
Kwa hivyo agenda yetu tukienda 2022, ndugu na dada, agenda yetu ya kwanza lazima iwe uchumi, ya pili iwe uchumi, ya tatu iwe uchumi. Tubadilishe maisha ya wananchi, wapate nguvu ya kuweka chakula kwa meza, walipe bill zao.
Mudavadi said the country's economic needs to be fixed and his administration will ensure the country is turned from consumption to a production economy that will create jobs for its people. Namukana Samuel, Switch TV.
Thank you, Namikini Samuel. Moving on, Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja is now pleading with Parliament to review the 2020-2021 budget. The Nairobi Senator is saying that the parliamentarians should consider that COVID-19 has had a major blow on the finances of Kenyans and the recent adjustments are just a burden to citizens.
Ushuru imekuwa mingi, gasi imeongezwa na 350. Sasa kina mama mnajua ni kweli? Mafuta imepanda. Ile finance bill ilipitishwa na bunge la kitaifa, sisi tunaomba ipunguzwe. Mimi kama senator haikuji kwa senate, lakini hao ndugu zangu, let us amend that law. Ili mwananchi wa kawaida ambaye amefinywa kabisa aweze kupumua. At least kwa na kitu kwa mfuko. Si kweli? Sasa ukitoka asubuhi mkate ndio hiyo, maziwa ndio hiyo, karo ya shule ndio hiyo, alafu gasi imepanda.
On other news, police were forced to lob tear gas at business owners demonstrating along KANGUNDO Road today morning. The protest from the irate business people being caused by demolitions of the establishments without prior notice or a court order. The traders blocked KANGUNDO Road with burning tires, decrying the excessive use of force by the police when they tried to salvage their property. Shilanga Teach with more.
4 a.m. today morning, most of the business owners at Moja 3 in Molem Ward were woken up to a demolition of their premises without notice and some of their property vandalized.
Atujui, we don't understand the government we are learning. Because hatuko tumepewa notice tutoke tukakosa kutoka. Kama sasa hapa nilikuwa na saiba, nilikuwa nimeweka nyumba yangu tiles, nilikuwa nimetengeneza ofisi yangu. I have spent, lose more than 200,000.
Wamebomoa kila kitu. From walls, great damage has been done. We are not aware kwa nini hii kitu imefanyika namna hii.
The presence of NMS bulldozers and officials raising suspicion of a possibility of their involvement in the demolitions.
From the reliable sources, wale ambao walikuwa hapa mapema, good neighbors and our security team, wametuarifu ya kwamba kwa sababu wengine tumefika kama mashini imeondoka, we got that it is NMS that has done this. So far, according to me, I don't think tuna any issue with the NMS.
The angry residents blocked part of Kangundo Road with burning tires. However, police threw tear gas into the air, dispersing the protesters. The area MP urging the government to resolve the puzzle of land ownership in the area.
Though tunajua pia Molem kumekuwa na issues in terms of land issues na land ownership issues because tumekuwa na vita ya watu wanaitwa Kiambudandora. Apart from Kiambudandora kuna watu kadhaa wana claim pia wako na titles of the same parcel of land. Na sisi tulikuwa tunasema kama kuna hiyo vita ya parcel of land, sisi kama residents hata hatukuwa na shida because we wanted to know who is the original owner of that land, because we cannot sit on the table negotiating with 4 different owners of one parcel of land.
Business owners now want the government to protect them and their rights. Sheila Ngetich, Switch TV.
Thank you, Sheila Ngetich. The alarming increase of COVID-19 deaths in Malindi sub-county has spooked procession efforts by the Malindi Interfaith COVID-19 Response Committee, police officers and Ministry of Health officials in a bid to remedy the COVID-19 situation in the area. These comes after 30 deaths were recorded in the month of June alone. Hadi Mosiwa reports.
The Interfaith COVID-19 Response Committee in Malindi Sub-County has raised an alarm on the increased ignorance by locals despite COVID-19 cases being on a high. Members of the Malindi Interfaith COVID-19 Response Committee, police officers and Ministry of Health officials held a peaceful procession within Malindi town to sensitize residents on the need to follow all Ministry of Health protocols and guidelines in a bid to stemming the fast spread of the deadly contagion.
Mimi nataka kutoa onyo kali hasa kwa wale viongozi wetu ambao sana viongozi wa kisiasa ambao wanaweka mikusanyiko mikubwa, na ambapo tunajua kwamba ile mikusanyiko kuna hatari ambayo inatokea pale, kwa sababu corona ni adui ambaye tunapigana na yeye, na adui ambaye hatumuoni lakini ako katikati yetu. Kwa hivyo sisi kama walinda usalama tuonapo visa kama hivyo tutachukua sheria kulingana na mujibu wa sheria.
Hivi sasa katika isolation wagonjwa wamejaa. Kwa hivyo tumekuja kwamba watu wengi wakiona polisi ndio wanavaa mask. Na tumekuja kuambia kwamba si kwa sababu ya polisi ni wao wavae, kujilinda, na tunawakumbusha kuoga mikono, tunawakumbusha kukaa distance ili waweze kujilinda na ugonjwa huu wa corona.
Marching from the Sinbad Recreational Center in the outskirts of Malindi town to the Central Business District and back, the procession spread messages on how to combat the disease, emphasizing on the use of face masks, hand washing and use of hand sanitizers, saying that they have taken the initiative after realizing that the isolation facilities at Malindi and Gede were full with COVID-19 patients.
Na pia idara polisi tunajua wanafanya kazi mzuri kushika wale watu ambao hawafuati sheria, lakini saa hii tumeona tushirikiana wao kuonyesha kwa wao pia wako katika kuhamasisha na kuelimisha jamii kabla ya kuwashika.
Dr. Geoffrey Njoroge from the Malindi Sub-County Hospital, who is also a member of the COVID-19 committee, said that 30 COVID-19 related deaths were recorded last month alone, an indication that there was a need to create awareness on the disease.
Katika Malindi kila siku hatukosi, sababu tunapima katika maabara yetu, hatukosi zaidi ya watu 10 kila siku ambao wako na COVID. Na japo kuwa wengi hawana zile symptoms za kufanya wapelekwe kwa isolation centers, wengi tunaweza kuwatibia manyumbani. Tuko na watu zaidi ya 100 ambao tunatibia kule manyumbani. Madaktari wanaenda wakiwaangalia na tunaweza kufuatilia familia zao.
With the recent emergence of the Delta variant that is highly transmittable, there is a scare of a rise in COVID-19 cases in different parts of the country. Hadia Mosiwa, reporting for Switch TV.
Well, that story by Hadia Mosiwa from Malindi Sub-County takes us to a short commercial break. Stay tuned, we'll be back with more. Welcome back and thank you for keeping it Switch TV. Government spokesperson Colonel Cyrus Oguna has urged border operators to promote road safety by adhering to the set rules and regulations. Oguna says the border riders and most passengers often ignore traffic rules and fail to observe basic safety precautions such as wearing helmets and reflective jackets. Floral Muki with more.
Most road accidents in Kenya are caused by riders who do not adhere to traffic regulations, which they see as time-wasting but end up costing them dearly in the end. According to the World Health Organization's motorcycle-related traffic accidents in Kenya that sampled Naivasha Hospital revealed that 36% of patients who presented to the emergency department because of a road traffic crash were motorcyclists, with 75% of these patients admitting to not wearing a helmet at the time of the crash. Speaking during a forum organized by the Boda Safety Association of Kenya, the government spokesperson Colonel Cyrus Oguna urged the Boda riders to respect the set rules and regulations in order to promote road safety.
Kufanya hiyo sekta iwe ni sekta ambayo inatii sheria za barabarani, sheria za nchi, ili iwe sekta ambayo inaheshimika kama sekta nyingine.
Meanwhile, the national chairman of Boda Safety Association of Kenya, Kevin Mudavadi, has challenged the motorcycle riders in the country to champion for road safety, training and reforms. At the same time, Mudavadi has urged the riders to embrace the culture of saving and investing in viable projects so as to boost their standards of living.
Twende tuhakikishe kwamba members wetu wote wameingia ndani ya NSSF, mumeingia kwa sako, mumeingia kwa any saving group. Tafadhali ukibeba mteja mmoja ni shilingi 50, weka kwa akili yako mteja mmoja ni savings au uzi, alafu sasa tafuta pesa ya unga.
The Boda Association that represents close to 1.4 million motorcycle riders in the country has been urged to promote road safety. Flora Limuki, Switch TV.
Thank you, Floral Muki. The court decision to reopen donkey slaughterhouses in Mogotio has received sharp criticism from donkey owners in Baringo County who depend on donkeys in generating a source of income. This has created another battle between the donkey meat investors in Mogotio and the donkey owners. The ban, which was enforced a year ago, was lifted on June 15th, allowing abattoirs to sell donkey meat and skin to Asian markets. Rachel Nduati reports.
Kenya's population of donkeys is under threat after the court lifted a 2020 ban on donkey slaughterhouses, allowing them to resume selling the meat and hides to Asian markets. The high price for donkey hides for use in Chinese medicine has led to donkey poaching and sparked fears that the animals could eventually go extinct. However, the donkey farmers are not happy with the court decision to lift the ban, saying that donkeys play a critical role in socio-economic development to those who depend on the donkeys.
Kwa kwetu Kikalenjin ni laana kuchinjwa punda, sababu punda ni ile mnyama ambaye anasaidia mtu kubeba, anabeba maji kwa wamama, anabeba hata mahindi kwa shamba. Na wakati zamani watu akitaka kuhama mahali, sababu zamani watu walikuwa nahama kutafutia nyasi ng'ombe na anatumia hii punda. Kwa hivyo mambo ya punda hakuna siku sisi tunaweza kubali chinjwe.
Donkey farmers have vowed to start a new court process until their voice is heard. Before enforcement of the ban, many farmers had complained of donkey theft, which affected their sources of livelihood. Particularly for the Kalenjin community in Baringo, it is a taboo to slaughter a donkey for any purpose, as it was believed to help many women who had to trek for kilometers looking for water. Lembo's elders say even when a donkey dies, a burial ceremony should be held for the role it plays in running families who depend on it.
Sababu yuko watu wanajuana na serikali. Ninatuma amambie serikali aheshimu sisi. Awache punda kwa Mogotio. Aenda chinje ugo mali anatoka hii mtu naitwa Chinese.
Goldocks management say that they have started breeding donkeys and have contracted over 2,000 farmers across Kenya to do breeding on their behalf so as to regulate the donkey population, which was one key requirement to be allowed to resume operation. But the elders have also vowed to curse the company and their children who will work their way, and should the government not listen to their plights.
It's against our tradition, it's against our culture, it's bringing unnecessary environmental and destruction. It's bringing insecurity, and we are saying totally no.
Despite experts warning that continuous donkey slaughter business could lead to a decline on the number of donkeys in the country, many slaughterhouses continue to defend this business, adding that the gains of the donkey skin and flesh are a boost to Kenya's economy. Rachel Ndwati, Switch TV.
Many thanks for staying with us. My name is Cedric Orunji, and it's a good day for sports. Now, to start us off, WANDA 1500 meters champion Timothy Cheruiyot cracked a personal best of 3 minutes 28.28 seconds in the 6th WANDA Diamond League meeting of the season in Monaco, beating his previous personal best of 3 minutes 28.41 seconds set at the same course in 2018. Cheruiyot got sweet redemption after coming up short at Kenya's Olympic team trials last month, winning the men's 1500 meters in a world-leading 3 minutes and 28.28 seconds. The 25-year-old finished 4th at the Kenyan trials, in which he attributed his poor performance to a family tragedy at that time.
Stays clear, goes further clear, wins by 3 meters, 3:28.28. Katir, surely there, has run around 3:29 flat, maybe quicker, and McSwain.
And still on matters Diamond League, in the 1500 meters women's category, fellow Kenyan Faith Kipyegon was also a woman on a mission when she won the race in 3 minutes 51.07 seconds, a Kenyan record and the 4th fastest time in history.
Off of 58 first 400 meters and then slowed down and then it's got no response, and Kipyegon kicking into the home straight. It's going to be absolutely superb. Kipyegon puts daylight between her and Hassan. Watch the clock. It's going to be just outside the world record. 3:51.07.
Now, Mombasa Golf Club hosted the second round of the Nation Classic Golf Series on Saturday, which is today. Over 150 golf participated in the annual competition, which is aimed at growing the game of golf in Kenya. Switch TV presenter Tony KWALANDA played in the tournament alongside Kenya Golf Union Honorable Secretary Philip Ochole, President of the Junior Golf Foundation Larry Ngala, and Charles Odo of Kenya Sports Authority. At the same time, the county government of Mombasa handed over golf bags and golf equipment to the junior team in the county. Nairobi City Stars continued their stable form with a win against ULINZI Stars in an enticing Kenya Premier League encounter that saw the City Boys hit fast in the 6th minute through Nicholas Kipkirui, later doubling up in the 10th minute via Bolton Omwenga. In other encounters, Patila Omoto's brace and a solo from Eric Kapaito helped steer Kariobangi Sharks 3-0. The mailmen opposed Rangers. Meanwhile, Kakamega Homeboys clobbered Mathare United 4-2. Now let's get physical on matters rugby, because the All Blacks survived an inspired Fiji performance to prevail 57-23 off the back of a record 4 Dan Coles tries with 3 quarters of the match in the books. The Fijians had just boasted the All Blacks to emphatically until they were awarded a penalty try that saw Fiji travel 31-23. The All Blacks were good enough, fit enough, organized enough to put the match to bed over the final quarter, but a record-setting 4 try from Dan Cold ensured the final scoreboard showed a 57-23 in the favor of All Blacks.
David O'Veely, 2 and a couple is still there in the arms of Mudavadi. This is very good from the Fijian pack. Now Tuisue to the line on a penalty. So now Smith goes for Frizzell. Taylor, here is a real chance of barely away to Bridge.
Well, in All Blacks, now over to Copa America. Luis Diaz has scored a second-half double to give Colombia a 3-2 win over Peru and secure them 3rd place in the Copa America. Yoshihima Ryotuna put Peru ahead on the stroke of halftime before Colombia captain Juan Cuadrado called a free kick through the wall to draw Colombia level. After 49 minutes, Diaz then got his 3rd goal of the tournament 17 minutes later, only for Gianluca Lapadula to head an equalizer for Peru 8 minutes from the time. It was Diaz's sensational last gasp goal that gave Colombia their 3rd place finish tonight. Brazil take on Argentina in the finals of Copa America 2021 at the Maracanã Stadium in Rio de Janeiro. Now, before we wrap it up today on our moment of the day, Tony KWALANDA, who is participating in the National Classic Golf Series in Mombasa, had this to say to the youth. Take a listen. Now, we apologize for that technical hitch, but of course, we'll be bringing you that before the roundup of this bulletin. But for now, that is all we had from our sporting desk. Remember, greater things include supporting the great Arsenal Football Club. My name is Cedric Oronje. Back to you, Lincoln.
Well, thank you, Cedric Oronje. Sports news by Cedric wrap up our news broadcast tonight. Many thanks for watching. I am Lincoln Ombogwa, our sign language interpreter is Teresia Washira. My producer has been David Kagine. Good evening.